The agents here, which you see, uh, will show the running agents right now. At present, the like 633 available agents are there, and some of them were running. So here you will see all sort of connected agents, disconnected, and pools. You'll find all sort of agents over here. And build queue is where you'll see the builds which are in queue. You can filter them with based on the agents. So you can give the pool agent. And so MRIT pool is something which we are using. So as of now, there is no build queue. So no, there is no queue. So that's why we are not able to. So again, we'll go back to the project section where you'll see the configurations, how they are done. So I think this helps, right? You can see my screen a bit, which is visible to everyone. So, so coming to a project GPC2, so for, as I said earlier, every project will have a name and a project ID, which is unique, and description should be anything whichever you want to give it. And so when you come down, you'll see create build configuration, create build configuration templates. Like if you want to have a build configuration for all, like some particular jobs, so you can have a template and then you can use it for all the builds which you have in the project, and like all the sub projects. So these are the projects or the jobs or the build jobs, and you can refer it to them with all different names. So developers name them, call it differently, and we call it differently based on the branch we name it. So this is the naming convention we use along with the project name, and then the branch whichever is being used or being configured with the job. So let's go to the project home. And yes, and these are the projects as you have seen earlier. This is like a view where which how many builds are working, and you can see here with the drop down for everything, like you can access easily. And let me show you the project overview first, and then we'll go to the sub projects. So VCS root is something which you integrate your version control system, which can be SVN, which can be Git, any tool which you commit your code into a common repository, you will have this. So when you create a VCS root, you should be able to give the details whichever is required. So new VCS root is something which you will be, as of now, we are using Git. So you can use any of them as per our usage. Like whatever you use, you can select over here. And repository URL is the same, and username and password for authentication. So this is how you create a VCS root. And so when you are creating a VCS route over here, then it will be considered for all the sub projects, because one VCS route, if you are creating over here with all the configurations, it will be same for all the other jobs, but with the different unique ID. And coming to the project home, and let's open any build. So So when you go to a project where when like I'm showing you whatever which is created before, so we'll have another session where you can create a project where you we can't have a we are not administrators for creating a project, because we get this application onboarded and then we will have the project created. So we can't create a project on our own. but we can create sub-projects in that based on the configurations which we wanted for, based on our project and the version control system and any other tool which we wanted to integrate it with. So, so this is the branch, as you see, for this is the branch where we are configuring this job with. So the project is GPC2, and here from overview you can see particular users are also given jobs, where I have told in the beginning, like, you don't have to commit your all changes into a version, like version control system. Sorry. So uh, and then you don't have to wait for everyone and then test your changes. You will have your own fork, and then you can test it and run the build for a particular branch. And so here is the overview of what
Yeah. Maulika, Arun here. Yeah. So just to just a small background about how we create the jobs for everything. Yeah. So what we do generally is like we try to create a TeamCity jobs for the individual users. Yeah. For every feature which we try to work on. Yeah. So for example, if you see the screen, it says GPC2-PI10, the BAU activity support, and followed by the Jira. So for every feature, we try to create TeamCity job. Yeah. So under this, whoever is working on, they will have their own jobs. For example, if we take the first one, CRS to GPC2 Pankaj, and so this is basically to trigger the changes or build the changes which they have worked on their fork. Yeah, so I think these things will be covered in the build bucket. So just to give a background, so every person who is working on the feature will have a build. Yeah. So after they triggered automatically or manually, yeah, on based on the configuration. So once this is done, then we will have some other job to merge to the master branch. Yeah. So basically, these individual jobs are all for the individual users. Yeah. Apart from that, you can have any jobs. For example, if you wanted to have a what do you call auto merge from the main or the main CRS2 integration branches, for example, which will have all the kind of changes. Yeah, you will be working on a feature, but then which would have been cut from the main or master branch or the CRS2 integration branch. And if there is any change which has gone into the signed off, any change which has been signed off, you will not have those changes. Instead, it will be available in the main branch. So what you can do is you can set a job here which will run every day to merge whatever new changes which has come into the master branch to your branch. So all these setup you can try to do here, and you can have the individual individual jobs to be set up for every task what you want. Yeah. So general things what we follow is for every feature we created at the top level, and then we will have the jobs for every person who is working on those features. Yeah. So that is the general format we follow while with the TeamCity jobs. Are you clear with that? Any questions on this? Yeah. Maybe I think when she explains about creating a new job, creating a new project, so then it becomes more clear. Yeah, I think what we will do, Maulika, what we will do is the explanation when you create a new job and other things, we will do it after we do the Bitbucket or GitHub, so that people will be able to correlate
yes,
what happens after the check-in. Yeah. So when you create a new job and all, we can have that session after Pradeep's Bitbucket session. Yeah.
Monica, can you Can you just show what is the VCS root of Pankaj over here? Can you, in the configuration, can you show what is the VCS root? Because it is the fork branch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the main branch. How it is getting configured?
So I'll come back to that while explaining step by step, and then you'll understand completely. Is it fine, or you want me to?
No, it's fine. It should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
in GPC we are not using this concept.
Okay.
The fork creation of the forking branch and creation build on the fork branches.
Okay.
Yeah. So Arif, just to give a background. So what we do is, so as we work on individual fork, yeah, we will have a job for Pankaj fork, yeah. So the first job is for the Pankaj fork. So that would have not gone into the main branch, yeah. So whatever check Pankaj makes a change, it will be on his fork, and a job. I mean, this first job, what it is being mentioned in the screen, will be building on the what do you call the code base on his fork. So once that is success, we can have another step which will merge or push this change to the main branch, or the branch which is at the feature level. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is, yeah. So that is the background. Yeah. Yeah, Moulika, carry on. Yeah.
Thanks, Arun. So here you see the overview of what is being done in this the clean build and the release build for this particular branch. So in the change log, I think I'm not able to move. It got stuck. So, okay. So next to the overview, we have change log. So wherein you will see what all the changes have made to a particular file, and who had committed it, and who had and with the change, like we have seen before, you'll see the commit IDs and the person who had did the changes and what file has been committed to it. So that is where you will see everything in the change log. Statistics is something where you will see the build time and how long it took for the test to be done, and how long the build is taking, an average time of it will calculate the average time. So based on that, and in future when you're running the same build after 3 months, then if it is taking more time, then it will show a warning that this is taking more time and build might got hung or something like that. So statistics is useful in that reason. Um, and current problems is if there is any error or warning or anything is happening in this job, then it will show the problems which needs to be fixed. And investigation is if there is an error in the build log, when the build is failed or even when the build passes, the build won't get generated. So in that time you can have the investigation option, like you can assign someone to that particular investigation level, like that step when it is failing, that when a developer who has committed a change for a single file, because of that file, if it is giving an error, then you can give their name or whoever is investigating that particular problem. So where you can in future you can refer to it and see. And muted problems, when you are configuring, are you able to see my screen? Like I'm not able to move the cursor. Maybe it got hung. I'm not sure.
Yes, we are able to see the screen, but nothing moving.
Yeah. Okay.